All right.
What is up, guys? Check it out. A 1995 YZ125 that's been on the channel for a while, probably over a year now. Last Christmas, I think. And actually, it's my most popular short. The Facebook Marketplace be like, even though a lot of people thought it was serious. I did not want 2K for it at that state, but whatever. It's not even my bike. Obviously this is cmole's. If you actually watch any of my videos at all, you would know that, but no offense. I don't blame you, I wouldn't watch my shit either. So there's been a section of time to where this hasn't been on the channel, almost a kind of a year exactly. Because I think in, what was that past the new year or right before where we went to the outlet? About
this time last year, we had it finally finished off and back assembled. It started like, I'd say mid-November. We tore it all down to the frame this time last year, powder coated it, assembled it all back together with new bearings and bushings, and we had a pretty big build list, but we kind of started to rush at the end wanting to just finish it off, and the amount of money going into it just kept growing and growing, and I wanted to make it happen. So we put it all together, thought it was good. We took it out on one ride, and one ride in, I submerged it.
That was dumb!
I took a route off away from the boys, and I went to a mud hole, and I'm like, if I go through it, I just go slow. And halfway through the mud hole, my front tire dropped in, and I'm like, oh God, oh God. I dumped the clutch, revved it up, spun, trying to get out. I had to put my feet down in the water.
And the bike actually wasn't running that great, even that whole day.
It was boggy, and then it'd finally come to life and be powerful on the top end. But even then, you could tell it was sputtery. It didn't have a smooth power curve at all. It was very funny.
Yeah.
It was not running proper at all, and we were riding in soup, and I'm not the most, I know how to work a clutch and ride a machine. I'm not the most experienced on a bike.
Yeah.
I came from a Chinese pit bike, and I've just putzed around on my buddy's stuff in the backyard. Mostly when I fix it for him, and then I test it before I give it back to him. But that's about as much bike riding I was doing.
Yeah, yeah.
So I do know how to ride it. I'm just not comfortable riding on gnarly terrain.
But needless to say, after that point, which was, we did upload that, and then the footage that we have in this video is from his GoPro that we haven't.
It's like lost footage. He never pirated it from me, and we never made anything with it, and I finally gave it to him.
You can watch the video of the day, but we also obviously have a better angle of what happened.
So on the channel, like he's saying, there's old footage from us going riding that day.
Basically, he comes up and he's like, I'm fucking soaked.
Pulled the clutch in, revved it, and fucking launched it back out of it. There was glaciers in it.
Yeah?
My boots are fucked.
Oh yeah, look at you.
My Lanta.
So it had a gnarly first day out.
After that point, though, it has not been on the channel since.
And from that point, we went to the car wash with all the machines, and I gave it the hose, and we put it in the garage. Next day, a couple days later, it would not start with the Kickstarter. But if we bump started it, it would come to life, and we'd ride it in the yard. It'd have power, it'd ride perfectly fine. And then you'd shut it off, and it'd kick and kick and kick, and it'd be like it'd want to start, but it just would not start. So I threw plugs in it. I played with the carburetor. I cut the coil wire shorter and made sure that boot was on there good. I did as much tinkering as I could, made sure the grounds were clean. I took every electrical connector and degreased and made sure there was no green or grossness. Everything looked good, no broken wires.
And we've done multiple carburetor tests too, just because the one that's currently on here, it's not in a good, it's never been in good shape.
It functions. We have all the jets clean, but that's about it. I mean, the bowl gasket works and it seals, but every time you turn it on, it's a 50-50 chance of if it's going to overflow or not.
Yeah.
And it runs like garbage.
So, but we did get to the point to where we would bump start it,
and it would come to life.
Eventually,
it finally would not.
Yeah. Oof.
You gotta check that bad boy.
Do it.
It's me. I'm ET.
That's a sad sound, brother. It just sucks. I hate it. It was like we couldn't even get it started, and then you would kick it 20 times. And
throughout all of this, we've all known that it has, even with a brand new plug, and we did all that, it would always have weak spark. We would get it to where you kick the hell out of it, and you do see a spark here and there, but it wasn't what it should have been. Yeah. But it would bump, start, and run. So we were all just kicking at the bike. We could not figure it out. So in that time period, we put another piston in it. I honed it with a standard hone. It has an iron sleeve in it. So I bought a hone, honed it, put a piston in it, new rings, new gaskets again, put it all together. And it went from having 110, 115 PSI to 135 PSI.
Which for a 125 I would consider pretty good.
Not bad.
Not bad.
Everybody on the forums I was seeing say like 150 is ideal fresh engine. You should have.
But it's not bad.
Right,
there's
but it's
there's no reason why it shouldn't run.
Right. The bottom line is with new piston and better compression, we were still having the same results.
Yeah.
Started kicking the hell out of it. Next thing you know, I snapped the Kickstarter shaft. After that point, I bought a Kickstarter from eBay, the shaft from eBay. We swapped everything over. You would put it all together, and with the case tight, it would kick, but it would not return. Yeah. You'd loosen 2-3 case bolts by the Kickstarter, and it would work perfectly fine.
It was a headache.
So I started scratching my head. You can't buy any.
That side case was very hard to get back on and off.
That as well. Even with the right Kickstarter, it was a battle, and we were doing everything right, playing with everything. You remember that? I wonder if we don't have footage of that.
We probably don't have footage of that, sadly.
So that was a battle. So once I got another Kickstarter, I kind of was scared to kick the hell out of it.
Yeah.
I did kick this thing to where my foot felt broken.
Yeah.
Wasn't wearing boots. So I bought a coil on eBay thinking that would help my spark issue. Did not make it any better, didn't make it any worse. And I put the bike in the corner for a good 2-3 months after that. Basically assembled, not working.
Yeah.
Just waiting until I had more enthusiasm on working on the project.
Because I feel like at that point you were just kind of like, screw this thing.
Yeah, I was pretty much ready to give up and just, I was going to do exactly what I did. I just wanted to get more enthusiasm, more excitement into it, and have financial steadiness to where I can just throw 300-400 at it and gamble and replace things that need to be replaced on a 1995 basket.
Yeah.
So buddy came over and he helped me put a different carburetor on it, and we're playing with it. He's determined to make it run. He sees everything's good, and then he realizes, hey, this thing's got no spark at all anymore.
Which is so weird because we never did that and never got spark. Like that was the first time where it's just like it was done.
Nothing at all. No spark at all. Zero. Finally, it was intermittent to nothing. Now we took a voltage tester. Finally looked up online, figuring out what we're supposed to do. Figured out that this thing's got the wrong ohms, and there's 2 coils in the thing. Some stators are a complete circle stator. Some are just 2. Coming to me, trying to remember the name of it. Anyways, it was bad. So I bought an RM stator kit. I'm not a professional electrician. I desoldered and resoldered in new stator.
Connected the thing and did the thing.
I did the thing, and then it had great spark. That was the eve of Christmas Eve. And I was super excited, but it was 11 o'clock and I had family stuff to do.
Miracle.
So all Christmas long, I couldn't stop thinking about this thing. At family dinner, I'm like, I think I got it figured out. I got to get back in the garage and get it together. And sure enough, I came here, put the stator in the thing, put all the things on. And with this janky Mikuni carb, it started 3rd kick.
And now it's a first kick bike.
Now it wants to start pretty much every time.
It's a first kick bike.
First kick.
Yeah. No problem. Within 3 kicks, you'll have it running once you turn the gas on.
But 100% what is going to happen or needs to happen is the carb needs to be taken apart and cleaned.
We're going to ultrasound clean this thing.
Yeah, it needs to be just
I ordered a J&D jetting kit, a jet block gasket kit, because that I think is a main part of why it's running so rich.
Did we originally assumed it was 90, or we thought it was a TMX 35, but we couldn't find rebuild kits for it. But in reality, you can get the TMX 36, and
it's a square bore TMX 36, and we didn't know what we were looking at. He wanted to go keen. I don't blame him for wanting me to go keen.
We like a PWK, or we did try a PJ carb from a 1996 CR125, and
But
what the electrical is messed up, so in reality, we don't know, like, it didn't matter what carb we were throwing on there, it wasn't enough to sparklate.
Exactly, that wasn't our issue. The fuel wasn't our issue.
Yeah.
But the other thing with swapping carbs, you got to change the intake boot. It takes some fitment to make it work with the shock and whatnot. So I'm trying to keep it all together stock, just to make it simple for me.
Right.
It's not a high performance crazy machine.
Right.
It's a little 125. If I can make it look pretty and make it ride good, I'm happy.
I'll tell you what, guys. I mean, you can say what you want. If this bike's ugly, if it's pretty, obviously Yamaha comes out with the retro graphics and everyone loves it on the modern chassis. I'll tell you one thing though, this right here,
the grab handles.
this is very underrated. I could see really enjoying having this. Just like if I was out on the trail, like you were stuck. Yeah, it's so nice.
Grab the whole ass end and lift it out of a rut.
You want to do Superman seat grabs like Mike Metzger, dude?
I don't think I'm going to be at that level. I like the wide seat, like you pointed out.
Yeah,
it's a wider seat. It's
wider.
like a XR or a trail seat more.
For reference too, is like I'm 6'3", I'm all fucking legs, but I actually like I can almost grip with my knees, which is actually really nuts. It's good.
Yeah.
I could see.
For being a smaller bike.
I could see myself riding this and being like, this is comfortable to ride. Now the engine department, that's going to be the question mark because it's never really ran to its
full potential.
Full potential, yes.
But you've even ridden it with the old stator, old piston out back and said, this thing's got power in the low end.
Yeah. And compared to my CR, my 1996 CR 125, I feel like this has more like low end torque. But they say that my bike is like, all the power's at the top. Whereas this is not, maybe. But yeah, I mean, I'd be curious. All right, guys, I know we just talked about the bike and threw some clips in there for you to watch, but if you like this, consider hitting that subscribe button, hitting that like button, commenting, you know, just saying like, why are you guys doing this? Why did you spend so much money on camera equipment when you make shitty content? Do it, dude. Just helps me with the algorithm. I don't give a shit what you guys do. I appreciate all the love though. Thank you for 1K. Subscribe to see, you know, once we figure out this carb, I think this thing's gonna be running really nice. And then Chris will actually be able to ride it. And then that'll be a good thing, I think.
I'm looking forward to going on a lot more trips this summer, taking both machines, getting content with both aspects of the trails, from the side-by-side, taking everybody on rides, giving them a taste of that, and then me getting out more, riding the bike.
Right.
Maybe even taking the Sportsman on a couple more trips.
Right. Yeah.
Just change it up.
Yeah, I agree. And maybe in the future, if this thing gets running good, I got my 1996 CR 125. We'll do like a little, not even like a competition head-to-head sort of say, but be like, okay, you rode your bike, you know how it feels. You ride my bike, I ride yours, and then I'd be like, wow, I feel like your bike does this compared to mine, and then we compare.
See where they could have some room to build.
Yeah. Or just see how they differ. You know, be like, oh, this one's easier to ride because the lower end's better than my CR.
Right.
But it doesn't go anywhere on top versus, you know, just like little shit like that.
Or even the gearing or how the suspension handles.
Yeah.
Braking.
So what are you thinking, brother? If you do keep this though, you thinking like rim, suspension?
At the way it's going, I'm so deep into it, I don't think I'm going to sell it off. I debate it with the want of getting a newer bike and getting in the modern era. But at the same time, I've grown attached to it. I think I'm going to keep this in the stable. Stable. That's the good word for it.
Yeah.
Keep losing my wording today. But keep it in the stable, possibly build up some new wheels for it. I'd like to dial in the brakes. I would like to put some different ignition and clutch covers on it.
Yeah.
I would like to send the rear shock out and have that dialed in. Me and you are going to go through the front forks, change the oil, change the seals. Basically, get it all completely dialed. We got it looking pretty, got a lot of it handled, but it still has some more things to do.
Yeah, for sure.
Some tires, that would be ideal.
Yeah.
Tires, I think, are going to happen in the next month.
Nice.
We're going to get the carb dialed. Then we're going to branch out into the front brakes, get that fixed.
So I will say, if you do watch any of my stuff, I do categorize my videos by playlist. So this bike has its own dedicated playlist.
Thank you.
So if you have anything that you want to see about this bike, It's on the 1995 YZ125 playlist. So, and yeah, and there will be more content obviously coming out with this. I hope, right?
I'm lacking with my channel. I do have a channel. It's all old stuff. I've been debating getting.
I'm trying to get him
into
on the
it.
train. I'll get him on the train. We'll make some stuff, but
I don't want to steal your thunder.
nah, we need more. We need everyone to do
overload them with the 95.
Yeah. You think my channel's good? Watch his, and you'll never watch my shit again. But all right, I think that about
Chris,
does it though. So
that's scary. Middle school Chris, that's scary.
yeah. All right, we'll just cut it there. Thanks for watching, guys, and hopefully we get to see this thing ripping. Well,
we'll have it out there.
Hopefully the winter just doesn't happen.
I got faith. It's gonna rise from the ashes. Merry Christmas, Happy New Year.
Nardwar style. No.
Oh God.
Nardwar.
I got it.